Welcome back to Learn SKN, and today we have the January 2024 POB multiple choice question paper 1. And so I'd like to say thank you to members of the community for linking me with this paper once again. I was a little skeptical about putting up this paper because there's no real indicator on it to say whether it is what year it is. Right now, I would have some indicator on it, but most say it's 2024, so I'm going to roll with that. All right, so let's just run through this paper here quickly. And so let's start with number 1. Private enterprise is run mainly to, and the answer here is A, to create a profit. All right, A, to create a profit. Number 2, which of the following is not a function of money? And so we see some of these questions tend to be repeating themselves. So which of the following is not a function of money? So in the money have 4 main functions: medium of exchange, measure of value, store value, deferred payment. The only one here is indivisibility. That's the odd one out. And so the answer is D. Indivisibility is not a function of money. Divisibility is a characteristic of money. It should be able to be divided. Number 3, which of the following forms of payment is considered legal tender? Legal tender. And so we have check, banknote, postal order, and money order. And so the best answer here is B, the banknote. That's the coins that are issued by the central bank. Number 4, which of the following statement is not true? Not true. So we have public sector refers to government-owned businesses. Public sector businesses are not required to pay tax. Private sector businesses are owned by individuals, and private sector as well as public sector businesses provide employment, which is not true. So we know D is true, we know C is true, and we know that A is true. The public sector refers to government-owned businesses. So the answer is B. Public sector businesses are not required to pay any taxes. So imagine you're paying tax back to the government and you are government owned. So, alright, number 5. A post-dated check is one which A is dated for payment at a future date, B was written no longer than 6 months ago, C is dated to agree with the date of the document requesting payment, or D is dated by the bank on the day the check is presented for payment. And so post-dated means it's dated for sometime in the future. So that's A, dated for a payment at a future date. So you can't cash it until that date comes. Number 6, the main objective of a trade union is to encourage the A, unionization of workers, B, increase of salaries and vacations, C, advancement of welfare of its members, or D, firing of workers whenever they have problems at work. And so this is the main one, which is of course to advance the welfare of its members. Number 7, selecting the objectives and procedures for achieving goals is referred to as A, motivating, B, controlling, C, organizing, or D, planning. And the best answer is D, planning. Of course, you know, organizing is getting the resources that you would need to fulfill the plan. And controlling is, of course, making sure that you're monitoring and you're steering whatever is going on when you're executing the plans. Number 8, which of the following categories would subsidize meals for employees fall? I swear this question has appeared on more papers than any other question. The answer is A, fringe benefits. Number 9 refers to the following information. Mrs. Lloyd, the manager of LM Limited, holds regular staff meetings to listen to the ideas from employees before making decisions that will affect the future of the company. What leadership style does Mrs. Lloyd employ? Autocratic, democratic, charismatic, laissez-faire? And the answer here is democratic, because she actually considers the opinions of those who are going to be affected by the decisions. So even though she makes the final decision, she hears them out still, as opposed to autocratic, who just brings the whatever they want, whatever they say goes, no questions asked. Number 10, Richard has been an employee at MTSL for over 10 years. He is due of a promotion at the end of the year. However, a manager's nephew, who was recently hired, has been promoted ahead of Richard. An upset Richard has taken this issue to a trade union. This conflict is as a result of A. Unfair practices, B. A lack of job security, C. A lack of fringe benefits, or B. Poor working conditions. The best answer is A. Unfair practices, some favoritism, some nepotism right there. Number 11. If employees are dissatisfied with working conditions, the trade union representatives' first action should be to A. Plan for a strike, B. Have discussions with human resources, C. Advise employees to adopt go-slow tactics, or D. Request a meeting with the board of directors. So some of these are extreme off the bat. So the best answer here is we ain't going straight to strike, we ain't going straight to industrial action. Let's have a discussion first. So let's start with HR, see what can work out, and then if that doesn't work, you might end up with industrial action. Number 12, one way in which an entrepreneur contributes to economic development is by creating jobs for citizens, importing goods from abroad, providing incentives for workers, or D. Encouraging trade unions to represent workers. And so economic contribution, the best answer is A. Creating jobs for citizens. Number 13, in which of the following situations is collateral most needed? Buying stocks and shares, taking out an insurance policy, borrowing from a financial institution, or D. Ordering goods from a foreign manufacturer. Answer, borrowing from a financial institution. They want to make sure that they have something to hold you, to back up the loan that you're going for. So in case you cannot pay, they will just take that collateral as payment. Number 14, an entrepreneur who wants to maintain control of a business would be advised to establish the business as A. Sole trader, B. Partnership, C. Limited company, or D. Private limited company. And so the best answer here is, of course, a sole trader. You're the only owner, so nobody gonna really, when you die, the business dies with you, and so nobody gonna really take over a business like that. Number 15, which of the following elements would not be included in a feasibility study? Profitability, ethical issues, target market, market demand. And so the best answer is, of course, ethical issues. That doesn't really tell you whether the business is viable or not. Profitability, sure. Target market, if it exists, of course. Market demand, if there's any, of course you need to know that. So B is the best answer. Number 16, which of the following is not an element of a business plan? A. Legal plan, B. Financial plan, C. Marketing plan, or D. Production plan. Best answer is the legal plan. Sometimes some companies don't even have a legal department. Alright, number 7. Purchase order 17 is A. Request for additional goods, B. Notification of goods received, C. Statement of debt outstanding, or D. Document offering to buy goods, which is the answer. Number 18, which of the following statements represents a contract? A. Mr. Adams placed a for sale sign on his bike. So that's not it. That's invitation to treat. B. 7-year-old Kevin sells his bike to Mr. Adams. Minors cannot enter contract, so that's out. C. Mr. Adams sells a bike to 7-year-old Kevin. Same thing. Can't sell to a minor. Or D. 7-year-old Kevin's mother buys a bike from Mr. Adams. Number 19. In establishing a contract, invitation to treat is often misinterpreted as an offer, a breach, an acceptance, or counter offer. So in most times people misunderstand an invitation to treat. They take it as an offer. Alright, so when they say they accept and they're gone and nothing there, they want to make noise. Alright, number 20, which an essential feature of a valid contract is that A. The offer has been made to the offeree. B. The offer is made in writing by the offerer. C. A counter offer has been made by the offeree to the offerer. D. The offer has been accepted by the offeree either in writing or orally. We have a bunch of D's lined up, man. Sometimes you start questioning these things when you see all of them a D. Like, there's a problem here. But so far, so good. 21. Which of the following is not a characteristic of a cottage industry? Not. So it's A, small scale. They usually are. B, home base. They usually are home base. C, mainly automated. Or D, utilize mainly local raw materials. So the answer is C. They normally use small tools, manual labor, that kind of thing. They hardly ever mainly automated. Can't afford it, sometimes too small. Number 22. The location of an extractive industry is least affected by A, its proximity to large shopping areas. B, presence of good roads and drainage. C, its proximity to source of raw materials. Or D, the availability of an abundant labor supply. Best answer here is, of course, who cares about shopping mall in the extractive industry? Right? Shopping areas, I don't care about that. Most of these extractive industries are located way out. Farms somewhere in the mountain, a mine somewhere deep in the mountain. So, shopping areas, nah. Alright, 23. Which of the following types of capital is used for the day-to-day operations of a business? Fixed, floating, normal, or working? Best answer is another D. Working. A lot of D's, man. Number 24. The amount of labor available for productive activity is known as A, labor force, B, labor movement, C, employment level, or D, employment opportunity. Answer A, labor force. Everybody who's willing and able to work, that's the labor force. 25. Subsistence production is best described as producing for A, profit, B, export, C, local trade, or D, personal use. Personal use, D, best answer. 26. Joel bought a dye factory because he wanted to ensure that he received a regular supply of dyes to make tie-dye scarves. In which type of linkage is Joel engaged? Forward, diagonal, backward, horizontal? That would be a backward linkage. He's going backwards to ensure that he had the raw materials that he used to produce his stuff. 27. Which of the following outcomes is least likely to result from growth in an organization? A, greater productivity. Sure, that happens. B, more division of labor. Of course, that happens. C, increased communication. Or D, increased capital investment. Best answer is C, increased communication. Communication can get worse as a company grows. 28. Which of the following is a major function of consumer organizations? A, to act as price inspectors. B, to provide goods and services for consumers. Or C, to set price control for certain commodities. Or D, to educate consumers about their rights and responsibilities. The answer is D. Something off with this paper, boy. Too many of them end up being this so far. 29. Which of the following gives identity to a specific producer's goods? Label, brand, patent, copyright. Answer B, brand. 30. Halfway there. In which of the following types of trade is the hire purchase method of buying most likely to be used? A, retail, B, import, C, foreign, or D, wholesale. Best answer is retail. It would be weird to say that you have a hire purchase for imported goods or foreign goods or even on a wholesale level. 31. Which of the following factors is least likely to influence consumer behavior? A, price of substitutes. B, spending patterns. C, household size. Or D, income. Now this one was an interesting one because you can see where any of them may apply, but they say least likely and they say consumer, and so we're going to go with C for this one, household size, because the price of substitute, of course, that will impact your buying one thing over the next. Spending patterns, if you normally prioritize certain things, that would impact your behavior, and of course, income. 32. Price discrimination may best be defined as A, a lower volume of goods at a higher price. B, a higher volume of goods at a lower price. C, the same price for different products. Or D, different prices for different products. So the best answer here is the same price, different prices for the same product. So that's D again. Different price for the same product. Like a movie ticket, Same price, but adults got one price, and children, they have another price. But it's the same good. Number 33, which of the following item would not be considered consumer goods? A. Stocks of soft drinks for resale. B. Cars in a dealership waiting to be sold. C. Stationery used in the accounts department. Or D. Bottled water on the shelves of a supermarket. So consumer goods are goods that are there for sale. And so we're not going to be selling stationery from the accounts department. Right? So the answer is C. 34. Which of the following actions is least likely to be described as good public relations for a company? Least likely. So A. Sponsorship of a steel band, sure. B. Offering of scholarships, why not? C. Reduction in price to retailers. Or D. Hosting an annual sport event. So the best answer is C. Reduction in price to retailers. That ain't got nothing to do with PR, that's business. Okay, which of the following documents issued by courier shows ownership of imported goods? Is it the bill of exchange, letter of credit, import license, or D. bill of lading? Best answer, D. Number 36. Keddy's car dealership wants to transport car parts from St. Lucia to Trinidad. Which of the following methods is best suited for transporting the car parts? Heavy, heavy from island to island, so we're going with, it can't be anything but C, right? It could be air if you want to make it more expensive, but it can't be rail, can't be road, because they got a road from St. Lucia to Trinidad, no rail from St. Lucia to Trinidad. Air gonna be too expensive for something so high, so heavy and so close. C is the best. 37 refers to the following links in the distribution chain. You have the wholesaler, the consumer, the manufacturer, the retailer. Which of the following sequences shows the correct order of the distribution chain? So that's back, which is a normal traditional one. Just know it always ends with the customer, right? The consumer always last, so be out. And it always starts with the manufacturer. They made this stuff, right? So it has to be 3. So 3 begin to end. So that's C or D. But after the manufacturer, you have the wholesaler, which is 1. So the answer is C. And the wholesaler then sells to the retailer, who then sells to the final consumer. 38. Which of the following types of providers are FedEx and DHL? Is it a second party logistics, third party logistics, fourth party logistics, or fifth party logistics? The best answer is third party logistics, although DHL kind of venturing into fourth party logistics in certain things, but for this one the best answer is B. 39. A supply chain is defined as the A. Storage of work in progress finished goods, B. Processing of raw materials and components into finished goods, or C. Network of resources involved in moving products from supplier to consumer, D. Delivery of finished products from one point of origin to the point of destination. Answer C. Number 40. The acronym GPS stands for Global Positioning System. When I'm going to all this other stuff, GPS. 41. An instruction given to a commercial bank to make regular payments of a fixed amount to a named person is called a direct debit, B. Credit transfer, C. Standing order, or D. Letter of credit. The best answer is a standing order. 42. Tina invests her savings by buying shares in a company. From this investment, Tina expects to receive profits, interest, revenues, or D. Dividends. Dividends is the answer. You invest, you buy shares, you get dividends. 43. Which of the following financial records shows the assets, liabilities of John's grocery store? A. Cash book, B. Balance sheet, C. Income statement, or D. Cash flow statement. Best answer is B. Balance sheet. 44. One of the major functions of a central bank is to A. Issue notes and coins, B. Issue stocks and shares, C. Accept deposit accounts, or D. Offer loans and advances. Answer is A. Issue notes and coins. This is central bank. not commercial bank. 45. The central bank is owned and controlled by the government, shareholders, public sector, or country's citizens. For the most part, it's government. In other countries like America, the Fed is controlled by more private, but for most Caribbean, it's the government. 46. Which of the following institutions facilitate the sale and purchase of existing securities? A. Unit trust. B. Credit union. B. Merchant bank. C. Merchant bank, or D. Stock exchange. Answer D. Stock exchange. 47. Financial investments can be defined as the A. Assets that generate income. B. Stocks of goods available in a country. C. Amount of money available at a given time. Or D. Amount of capital owned by the government. And so investment, best answer A. Assets that generate income. Investment is spend now to get money late, to get monies later. 48. Subsidies referred to A. Taxes withheld by the government. B. Loans given to small businesses. C. Grants provided by government. Or D. Profits realized from investment. They believe they're smart with this one, but the answer is A. Taxes withheld by government. So instead of charging someone a tax to make their cost of production more expensive, the government says, okay, we exempt you from this tax as a small business, so you can bring down the cost of doing business. So that's a subsidy right there. 49. Which of the following forms of taxation can be classified as direct? So it comes right from the source. A. Income tax. B. Excise duty. C. Purchase tax. Or D. Customs duty. Best answer is A. Income tax. Comes right from your income when you get paid. The others are consumption taxes, where you only pay them once you import something, once you purchase something, once you produce something. 50. Governments can encourage businesses activity by A. Reducing taxes. B. Reducing grants. C. Reducing spending. Or D. Budgeting for surplus. Now, best answer A. Reducing taxes. Right? Because of course, when you reduce taxes, people get more disposable income, and so they spend more money. Right? 51. Education contributes to economic growth by ensuring that the workforce is highly A. Structured, B. Classified, C. Efficient, or B. Mobile. Best answer efficient. Right? When you become educated, you know how to do things better, and you're more productive because you're more efficient. 52. Which of the following measures could be used to protect the environment? We have 1. Recycling. 2. Deforestation. 3. Water conservation. I don't know why they're trying to trick people with this question, but the answer is recycling and water conservation. That's 1 and 3. 53. Inflation can best be described as A. Changes in the level of prices of the goods and services. B. A fall in the level of prices of goods and services. C. A general and sustained rise in the level of prices. Or D. Fluctuations in the general price levels. So fluctuations are all the same thing. The best answer is C. A general rise in prices. When prices fall, that's deflation. 54. Export license are issued mainly to A. Encourage local businesses to produce more goods for export. B. Enable the government to control the flow of goods and being exported. C. Indicate the importing countries that the goods are of high standard. Or D. Indicate the importing country that prices at which the goods are to be sold. Best answer B. Is a form of controlling what is being exported. Same thing for importing too. 55. The increase in skills and abilities as a result of education and training is referred to as A. Economic growth. B. Economic development. C. Technological competency. Or D. Human resource development. So the answer is D. Human resource development. 56. Which of the following factors are likely to affect the standard of living of a country? 1. High crime rate. 2. Low literacy. Or 3. Reduction in resources. And so the next one like this. all of these can affect your standard of living. Remember, the standard of living is what you can afford. Right? So if you have a high crime rate, people robbing you and stuff like that, that can affect your standard of living indirectly. Right? But they affect it nonetheless. Low literacy, of course, you can't read and education, then that affects the kind of job you have, which affects your income. So it must contain number 2. And then we have 3, reduction in resources. And so reduction in resources, we're talking about that of course will affect your standard of living directly, because they're just taking away things that you need to earn a higher living. So a higher wage. The best answer is D, all 3, because you can't have it without number 2. Number 1, it only is not an option. Right? Number 3 only is not an option, so D. 57. The introduction of technology in the production process may affect society by A, reducing the pollution of cities, B, reducing jobs for unskilled workers, C, increasing brain drain in the economy, or D, providing more jobs for unskilled workers. And so we're looking at this one, technology. It normally affects society by reducing jobs for unskilled workers, because technology is normally introduced to take over unskilled positions. Right? That's the best answer for that one. 58. Which of the following methods can a government use to reduce unemployment? Is it A, deflate the economy, never a good thing, B, increase income taxes, C, increase interest rates on borrowers, or D, impose employment levies on firms? So the best answer is D. So that would help to reduce unemployment, since the employees now have to pay to hire foreign workers. So that's what the employment levies are all about. So they'll be forced to hire our locals. All right. A major function of CARICOM is to A, allow member states to collaborate, B, foster inter-regional trade and common services, C, encourage the transfer of technology within the region, or D, allow for the unrestricted movement of persons among the territories. And the best answer here is to foster inter-regional trade and common services, because, as we said, CARICOM is a trading bloc, and the main thing is to foster trade among our countries. The CSME came a little after with the unrestricted movement of persons, but the major function is foster that trade. Alright, last one. Economic dualism refers to uneven sectoral growth, advancement in technology, increased foreign investment, growth in agricultural sector. So they reframe this a bit, this dualism question, and reframe it a bit, but the answer is A, uneven sectoral growth, because we're saying one sector might be way advanced and the other might be a little behind. And so folks, there we have it. That's the January 2024 paper 1 for Csec POB. So you know what to do. Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and also check out our store to see if you want to purchase any of the multiple choice booklets that are available there. Link is in the description. Alright, thanks for watching and thanks for listening.